Broadcasting somewhere in America in his jockey underwear. It's Roger the Wild Child.
Let's get this party started! Ready, set, go!
On the air everywhere.
It's the Roger the Wild Child Show!
Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? It's Roger the Wild Child, and this is the first of many shows. With me, I've got Hollywood. Also, below me, I got JJ Jester and Jimmy Knight from Chicago joining us. Let's get this party started. Let's do this!
It's the Roger the Wild Child Show!
Hey, how's everybody all doing today? Hey, this is Roger the Wild Child, and you guys are on Facebook right now going, what's going on? What did I just pull up, and what did I show on my feed? Well, guess what, everyone? This is a brand new show that will be airing every Wednesday night here on Facebook, as well as YouTube and Twitch. So make sure you guys follow us and watch the show. It's going to be an awesome show. To the left of me, she's coming to you direct from Las Vegas, Nevada. She is one of my beautiful co-hosts. Her name is Hollywood. Hey, Hollywood, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Good, good. So you're in Vegas, and they call you Hollywood. Please enlighten us.
They call me Hollywood because I was walking down the strip with some of my friends, and I happened to be walking down the strip with a couple of producers and actors, and that's how I got the nickname. Some people that knew me down there were like, they just started calling me Hollywood. We were actually filming Mall Cop 2 at that time.
Okay. Oh, you were in Mall Cop 2?
I was an extra on it. Yeah, actually, I was running from gunfire, and I jumped over a chair and hid.
Nice. How many times did you trip over yourself on that?
Not at all.
Okay, so below me, guys, we have JJ Jester from Boise, Idaho. He's actually here. I'm in Boise, so JJ is joining me here in Boise. JJ is, well, you can go to any bar, and when it's closing time, he's the last guy that walks out the door. Is that right, JJ?
That's usually right. I stumble a little bit, but I like to be the last one.
So, come on, and you pick up a lot of girls at the bar. I mean, come on, talk to us about that. What's the story here?
No, I'm just there for the entertainment. You know, I keep everybody entertained and have a couple drinks, but that's about it.
Okay, fair enough. And to the kitty corner of me, we got from Chicago, my old radio buddy. He actually owns his own internet radio station called ChicagoVarietyStation.com, Mr. Jimmy Knight.
What's up? They call me Dick for short, though.
Oh, okay. That's all good. So, Dick Knight,
No.
welcome to the show.
Roger, how's it going, man? Welcome. I'm glad to be a part of your show. This is exciting.
Yeah, you know, something I've been in the making for about 6 months now that I've been wanting to put this thing together. And, you know, it's great to have, be able to put together this little team. And, you know, and so I like handpicked you guys, and I think we're going to be a good chemistry here. So I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. So feel free, you know, to chime in. And for you at home, this is going to be an interactive show as well, because believe it or not, you can actually give us a call live on the air.
Call us now.
You can give us a call at 208-639-9777. That's 208-639-9777. So if you want to get part of the show, you know what? We'll bring you on live, and you can come and you can talk with us and be part of whatever discussions that we got going on. So, moving on. Last night, UFC fight. What a crazy story this is. I know JJ, I was driving Uber, and I had clients in my car watching this fight, and I was hearing all about it. But, JJ, you actually watched the fights last night. Give us like a little insight of this craziness that happened.
Well, they were good fights. It was a good night to watch the fights, but there was one of the fights that Aljamain and Peter Yan were fighting, and Peter was actually a little bit ahead, but he ended up making a knee to the head shot, got disqualified, and Aljamain was out for about 15 minutes. Didn't even know where he was at, really. It was kind of sad, but he ended up taking the title for it. So.
Wow. And so let's pull that picture up here. I mean, this is crazy what happened to him. Why would he do something like that? He knows he's going to get disqualified. He had the title.
Yeah, I must have just got overzealous, or maybe he wasn't thinking, but he's kind of known to be a little bit brutish and mean, and I think it just got the best of him.
Yeah, that's a real dick move right there.
Exactly.
Right? No
He's paying for it.
Especially
because you just gave up his title.
Yeah, and especially if you're ahead and I think you have it, and then you just do something like that. Dick move of the week.
The dick move of the week.
Was there any argument? Because I didn't watch the fight. So was there any argument after it happened where was his side all stunned and coming out and trying to argue it, or was it kind of one of those they disqualified him and they all went, yeah, we know?
Well, Joe Rogan was emceeing it, and he pretty much said that's going to disqualify him. So everybody kind of knew it was coming. There was a little talk for a while that maybe he would get up and continue to fight, but he was behind, so it was in his best interest to stay down. But you could tell he was out of it. He didn't even really know where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
It's Joe Rogan. He knows some things.
That he does.
Heard some things about him.
Have you run into Joe Rogan yet, Hollywood?
To the Joe Rogan?
Yeah, have you run into Joe Rogan in Vegas?
No.
How about Conor McGregor?
Yes, I actually worked on not a music video, but one of his promos. I was actually in one of his promos.
Oh, really? Doing
Nice.
what?
Yeah, it was Conor McGregor. I can't remember who it was that he was. It's on my Facebook page. If you look on my Facebook page, you can see I'm actually in a picture with him on it.
Nice. Well, I'll have to pull that up on Wednesday night. We'll get that picture of and I'll be able to stream that in so that everybody can see. So yeah, UFC. You never know what to expect. It's live and uncut, just like this show. So there you go. So moving on to some other stuff.
Do you want me to give you a knee to the head? Is that what you're asking for?
No, please. I wouldn't want that.
I don't know.
Oh, just so you guys know that you can actually Skype us live. So if you're on Skype, you can go to Roger on Air and you can give us a call. We'll pick up the phone and bring you on. So not only can you give us a call at 208-639-9777, you can easily just give us a Skype at Roger on Air.
I did get a call, Roger, while you were talking about UFC. And if you call these two guys back within the next 30 minutes, and give them your social security number and your passport number, they will make sure that the legal proceedings against you are dropped.
Perfect.
Information when the show's over.
Thank you. Thanks for taking that call from me. I really appreciate that. So moving on to sports, more sports of all sorts. This is baseball season, and basically we're all in spring training and we're getting over this whole COVID crap apparently, and they're starting to possibly let people into the stadiums to be able to watch games.
Oh, they are. I saw some spring training games today on TV and over the weekend, and they are. And yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of
not the billboards, right? Not the poster boards of people in the seats.
They're humans, so in Arizona, they're sitting on the grass, and they got them in like little pods and whatnot. But I don't know. There was an interesting thing I forgot one of the broadcasters. I think he was the Dodgers broadcaster who was doing the Cubs game the other night.
I was watching that. Rick Monday, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it was very dry delivery. I mean, he does a good baseball job, but I wasn't really excited. But he had a really good point. He said, because you're going through all of these protocols with the ball, and you're going through, if you catch it from the outfield and it's an out, you got to discard it so they get a new ball back to the pitcher. The pitcher goes to his mouth. It's all these protocols. But then he had a great point. He's like, if it's a foul ball and somebody can catch it in the stands, what are there protocols for that? And I guarantee you there's not, because when the foul balls are hit, people are running towards them, and you got 7, 8, 9, 10 kids coming together in a group to catch this foul ball, and it's like, okay, he had a great point. It was I never even thought of it. I'm like, oh, it's so cool because fans are in the stands and everything's getting back to normal. But then I'm thinking, should we? I don't know.
JJ, were you one of those kids that used to run and get the balls in the stands?
No, I always wanted to be one in the ball boy for tennis after that Seinfeld episode, but that was it.
Now, Hollywood told us that she used to be like on the field at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I during interceptions, not interceptions. What is? Sorry.
During between innings.
Yeah, during innings, like when they were taking breaks, I was the kid that was playing on the field. We did all kinds of games and stuff. Yeah, the mascot would come out and we'd play games.
Those games you used to watch when you go with your parents, and you'd be like, I want to do that. But then it's those games you watch in the 20s and you miss them all because you're going to get more beer.
Back then I was legally blind, so I couldn't see very well, but I was out there and but I spent a lot of time at Wrigley Field. A lot of time at a lot of Cubs games.
Now, I will say there's one thing in common between the three of us, because JJ is not a baseball person. He's more into bar brawls and everything. But, we're all Cub fans. We all like the Chicago Cubs. And let me tell you, this has been such an upside down thing this year. You have a beautiful hand, Hollywood.
I'm sorry, my battery's going to die, like right now.
Okay, so they made a lot of moves, Jimmy. I mean, you and I are like diehard Cub fans, and there's a lot of moves that were going on. A lot of trades were just like, what the fuck,
There it is. The first F-bomb. Mark that down at 13 minutes, 36 seconds. The first. Yeah, I mean, they are saving money because, one, they have this terrible failure of a network called Marquee Network.
Oh my god!
And it is a brutal deal that they're trying to make. I can tell you this much: I don't have it this year. I got rid of it because they were going to raise my cable bill like $30 a month and force me to have this other package if I wanted to have Marquee Network in the package. So I would get that plus 10 other channels that I don't want to watch. And I was like, no, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to spend the money. So they know that that's a failure. It was going to be a failure regardless, just because of the deals they struck. But then with COVID on top of it, I mean, it was a real failure because they didn't get any revenue, the big revenue that they thought they were going to get. So they're in cost cutting mode. And I get that. And at least be honest with the fans. I guess I think most of the fans want your team to tell you, hey, we're looking to cut costs. We're looking to, build towards the future. So maybe we trade some of our top end talent right now and get some draft picks and get some, rookies. We all know the game. We all know the system. We've seen it. It worked for the Cubs. I mean, you lose 107 games or whatever it was. And then 2 years later or 3 years later, you won the World Series. I mean, you understand the game. So I think every diehard baseball fan knows the game. So just tell us that, and then I guess we'll be okay. But they're looking good in spring training. So I mean, they're hitting the ball. They're playing good defense. I mean, they're I'm using all the sports cliches. They're hitting the ball hard. They're sliding appropriately. I mean, they look okay, but. Is it going to be the same magic? No, I think that magic.
I don't think. I think it'll be a couple of years for them to rebuild. I mean, we don't know. I mean, they're up in the air whether or not they're going to keep Chris Bryant or not. Yes, one day they wake up, we're going to keep him. Next day he's on the trade block, and the next day they're like, no, we're gonna keep him. And
it's like they flip back into their same old bad habits of re-signing veteran players that used to play for them. So hey, let's get Jake back. Well, if you really like Jake, then why'd you get rid of him? Why'd you go with you? Because you was supposed to be your
John Lester. Why did we get rid of John Lester?
John Lester, I can understand. John Lester Yeah, I get John Lester. I think John Lester's best years are behind him. But it is what it is. Like there are people, you go drive anywhere and there are people in the ground who never saw a Cubs World Series. They were born, they lived 80, 90 years, and they saw we saw a Cubs team win a World Series. So whatever happens after that, I don't really care. Like, I mean, the pain and the heartache was over. So make it fun, make it interesting, make the playoffs. Do we expect you to win the World Series every year? No, make the playoffs every couple of years. Suck for 2 years, Give me 80% decent and 20% suck every season, and I'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, the Dodgers did the same thing. They built their own network, and everybody in LA, if they didn't get whatever the TV network in LA is, if they didn't have that, then guess what? They weren't watching no Dodger games, and like half of LA can't even watch the Dodgers.
Yeah. See, this is what LA is a different market, so you can't equate them to Chicago because LA, you're LA fans. I mean, you just are. You're not. And the people that live there are transplants, don't become LA fans. They stick with their team. So there are Cubs fans who are everywhere in what Marquee or Sinclair, I believe, who owns them, doesn't understand is that give us the pay for the app option. Sell me the Cubs season or the whole network if you want for $4 a month, and I'll do it. Give me the app. I don't need it packaged with all my other crap. I don't need it. I want to watch Cubs baseball. Okay, fine. Give me the app. That's what I'm saying is it's a different market. They would make much more money if they did that rather than trying to negotiate these dumb deals with these cable networks who are broke anyway because nobody has time. I mean, nobody watches TV the way they used to. I mean, we could do a whole show on that. Who the hell watches TV the way they used to? So
right, exactly. No, but what I was saying about LA is the Dodgers. They have their own little network for their fans, but only one cable company. So if you had Dish Network or anything like that, you couldn't watch the Dodgers. You had to subscribe to that cable network in order to watch it. And if you didn't, guess what? You can't watch the Dodgers play at all. Yeah,
well, that's I think the way it was with the Yes Network in New York too. I think only one of the cable companies out there, carried it. So, I mean, it was like that way here. I mean, for Marquee when they launched, Comcast didn't carry it until the second game or something. It just, right. I mean, it
crazy.
Again, baseball have a show on changing media forms, and I mean, we could do months on that because people aren't just consuming the stuff the way they used to. We could talk to Hollywood about, hey, how do you think people are going to, after COVID is done, how do you think people are going to go back to the movie theaters? Are movies going to be different? Or, I mean, we could have huge conversations about this. So
I don't know. I still went to the movie theaters anyways.
Nice.
It was weird. It was very weird though. The way they were doing the popcorn and stuff, it was strange. And
did they have the popcorn kernels 6 feet apart?
Just about. Actually, they would put the butter in this cup. It was just weird the way they were doing it. And it looked like the people behind the counter were not happy. They're just not happy because nobody was coming. But it was great because I took my son and it was $5. So we went in $5 and I got a popcorn for like $3 and it was very cheap and we had a lot of fun.
What did you see? What movie?
I don't remember what we went to see. I don't remember at the time, but it was sometime last year.
Now, JJ and Boise, all the art theaters were shut down, huh?
Yeah, they're all shut down.
Yeah, same.
I think a couple are open now, but for the most part, they've all been closed.
Yeah, I think there's one or two in certain suburbs here, but most of them are closed, and there's several by me that are just done. That's it, out of business. So, and I don't know. I mean, we've had the discussion about, here in our house, would we go back to a movie theater? I mean, I don't know. Have any one of us bought a straight to the home movie on one of the streaming services? I have during the pandemic. I mean, I bought a first run.
I know. I kind of like the whole theater concept. The reclining chairs. You're in this big theater, big screen, surround sound. It's cool to watch your movies at home, but I think we all miss going out to the theaters these days.
Yeah, it's a better experience.
Yeah.
And you don't have Ma yapping at you all the time.
Right?
Well, it was really just a family thing.
Yeah, and
That is how my kids and I bonded. We went and we loved popcorn. At the end of the movie, I always chased the kids with the popcorn and throw it at them.
There you go.
That's what we did.
movie theaters started to become a tradition for us too over the last. I mean, my kids are 13 and 10, so probably the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, so it's Tuesday night.
Than anything. So yeah, that family aspect is great. I mean, one of the greatest things right before the pandemic is we went to go see It Too. Yes, I took at that time 9-year-old to go, or 8-year-old to go see It Chapter 2 in the movie theaters. But hey, it's rated R. I approved, so arrest me. But I mean, it's not even scary. It didn't just. I mean, it was just creepy. But
My kids tell me they want to see it. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
they should.
They're 9 and 10 years old. I'm like 10 and 11. Excuse me. And I'm like,
we get in that theater and we walk in it, and I mean, it's like I think the second to last week before it's out of the theaters. So like nobody's going to see it, and we went to go see it first thing on a Sunday morning. We walk in the theater, we turn, and it's completely black, and there's nobody in it. So we go straight all the way up to the top, all the way to the top row, and sit all the way in the corner. And the whole time during the previous, nobody comes in. So we go see It Chapter 2 in a completely empty theater with just my wife and the 2 kids.
oh my gosh.
Oh my God, were they freaked out? Any noise they heard in the theater, they're like,
What?
see, and that's a great experience that I tell about a movie theater. I loved it. It was, I mean, to me, it's, I mean, I'll remember that experience until, the day I die. So yeah, I'd probably go back to movie theaters, but are we going to change the way we consume things? I guess, I mean, that's kind of all I was doing with the marquee thing, was just saying, hey, we're changing the way we consume things. The pandemic, I think, sped a lot of that up. So even baseball, do people have the attention span for a 9-inning game anymore? I don't think they do. But
we'll see. What do you think, JJ?
I think he's right. I think it's going to become not commonplace anymore, but maybe it'll be more of an experience. You never know.
Yeah, you got to do other things to make it interesting, because the product on the field isn't going to change, and you got to get more attraction to bring people in.
It was the War with Grandpa that we went to go see.
I just watched the preview for that tonight. I was, before this show, looking for a movie to watch, and I actually watched the preview for that, and I just said, I can't. I just couldn't pull the trigger to watch that one.
It's cute. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, no.
Who's in that one? I didn't see the preview on that one. I missed the memo.
De Niro's in it.
So, okay. Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. The only reason I would watch it is because Walken's in it too. That's the only reason I would watch the movie, is because.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw him in it, I was like, oh, Walken. And then I was like, they showed 2 clips in the preview with Walken giving his one-liner type things, and I was like, okay, maybe not.
All-time favorite movies. Let's start with you, Hollywood.
Cocktails. That was my most favorite movie when I was younger, when I was in my teens.
Killer soundtrack. Probably one of the better soundtracks of the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That was my favorite, yeah.
Movie was good too. Movie was really good.
No, it was great.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Knight. Favorite all-time movie?
Yeah, it's got to be. I want to say Star Wars, but it's got to be Back to the Future. It just has to be.
Really? Why?
I connect more with Back to the Future than Star Wars. I mean, I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but you got to really be paying attention in Star Wars, where Back to the Future was just goofy, dumb, plain ass fun. And I don't know. I've seen Back to the Future more than I've seen Star Wars. So, and anytime it's on, I have to leave it on because I have to quote the whole damn movie. So, yeah, I mean, Back to the Future. That's
okay. JJ. JJ?
For me, it would have to be Devil's Advocate, and I don't really know why. There's just something about that show that I have to watch it every 5 years, no matter what.
That is such a terrible movie, but it's such a good. It's so terribly acted by Pacino, right? I'm thinking of the same movie, right? Pacino, Devil's Advocate, right? Pacino, Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron, right? You guys are all looking at me like I'm insane.
Yeah, but there's something about it, the ending scene and the juxtaposition, the whole thing about that movie. Just and maybe it was when 1997 when it came out. Maybe that my pre-formative years.
I watched it probably a couple years after it came out. It's a tough watch. Like, that ending is tough. I mean, that's like a 7 ending.
It's intense.
Yeah. For a movie that's comical because of Pacino's overacting, but I mean, because you can't get over that. As you're making fun of Pacino the whole movie, but look, but can't touch. You're.
Is he making any more movies?
Yeah, Hey, look, they were all fantastic in the Irishman. Holy shit, that was a movie to go down.
I watched like Sense of a Woman like several times.
I like the Devil's Advocate pick. That is a good pick, because that is a movie that gets overlooked because it's not a terrible movie, and it is deep. It's really, at the end of that, it's tough.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah. So you probably like 7 too.
Yeah, I love 7.
Oh my God, 7 was the only movie I've ever sat at the end of a movie, watched the whole credits, and couldn't move. Like, I just sat there in my chair and I was just like, wow. I mean, that was a gut punch. 7, man. I mean, to this day,
I wasn't ready for that either.
Yeah. I mean, it's become a punchline now of what's in the box, but we do that at my house all the time when there's a box, and my daughter will be like, Amazon dropped off the box, and I'll be like, what's in the box? And my wife will be like, tell me what's in the box. What's in the fucking box?
My movie, I would say, is believe it or not, it's Pure Country with George Strait.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I know you.
I love that.
Right, Hollywood. I know Jimmy and I are like, genres. He hates country, and when I talk country, he's like, oh my God, no.
I love country.
Yes, and Pure Country was an amazing movie. It's just, George Strait was a great actor, and the whole cast was amazing in that one, and it's just a great story altogether.
I would have had no idea George Strait starred in the movie.
Yes, you didn't know that? Yes.
No.
Oh, it was awesome. It was, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll watch it just for you.
You should watch it with your wife, and just it's a good, cute little love story with countryfied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we watched Yellowstone, so I guess I'll be okay.
That's an epic
meet
show.
This girl in a bar, and they fall in love, and it's just.
So it's a lie. It's a lie.
Oh, it's not a lie. Stop it, Jimmy.
It's a lie romance movie. Good for you. I get hooked into those all the time too. So hey, St. Elmo's Fire is like one of my favorite movies. Or not St. Elmo's Fire. Shoot, About Last Night, the original, is one of my favorite movies of all time. So same scenario: meet a girl at a bar, blah blah blah,
blah blah blah, and the story. Let's film it. Let's do another same exact story. Meet a girl at a bar and fall in love, and boom.
Happens every weekend.
Right, especially for JJ's life.
$20 and an Uber ride home.
Right, you can give me a call. I'll come pick you up, because that's what I do.
That's right.
I Uber all the drunks home on the weekends.
Are you going to force your Uber passengers to listen to this?
Why not? That's a good idea. You know what? I'll play the podcast on my car stereo, so when we're driving, they can hear it. Like, oh, this is me.
That'll be.
So,
Country, a 1992 American dramatical musical Western film starring George Strait in his acting debut. What did he do after that? Anything?
George Strait?
Yeah,
Oh, he.
Don't tell me about his song. I know about him as a singer.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those one-hit wonder movies that he did that was just phenomenal, and he just don't want to replace it. He's not. We're not gonna have him do multiple movies. It's just kind of like it's like a novelty movie that he did. And when you listen to him, and it talks about his music and how he's not about the the bells and the whistles. He's all about just sitting on the stage, playing his guitar, and just singing. He doesn't want the loud, crazy, rock and roll type screaming at you kind of concerts. He just wants to play his music. And I think this movie really just defined who he was as a country artist. So, let people know who he was through a movie.
Look at you, George Strait crush boy.
No, George is cool. He's one of my favorite country artists, and I love country.
Under your pillow every night.
Oh my gosh!
About you tonight. In 1994, you had 5 #1 hits. George.
So, hey guys, this was a little sneak peek of what we got going on. We will be here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can be able to check us out on it's the Roger the Wild Child Show. We are on YouTube, Twitch, and of course Facebook. We'll be streaming every week, so join us for that. Also, you can always call in on the show live, be a part of the show. I do want to thank Hollywood for joining us, JJ, Jimmy Knight. Until Wednesday night, guys, have a great start of your week.
Woo!
Roger the Wild Child Show!
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.